In 2022, when the Dobbs decision came out overturning Roe v. Wade, the first state to fully overturn all abortion was the state of Missouri. And then this past November, we got the chance to vote on abortion access, and we voted it. We were like, yes, we want that to be able to happen. You know what just happened? You know what just happened today? The Missouri congressional, whatever, they were just like, actually, you're gonna have to vote on it again. We already voted on it. Our voices were already made heard. So basically, we're just putting up more and more barriers because we want to just like make it harder and harder for people to have access to life-saving medical care. And we're going to just like try to make it harder and harder until one day it feels impossible. Shout out to the Democrats in the House that are working their asses off. Shout out to all the grassroots organizers that are working so hard. Missourians deserve better. I love Missouri with my whole heart. And we deserve better. We shouldn't have to re-vote on something we already voted on. It's ridiculous and infuriating.
We voted on that in November. And it passed. We voted to protect women's rights to abortion care. We voted on it. It was a public vote, and it passed. The people of the state of Missouri said, we want our women to have abortion care. And the losers took it to court. And now the Missouri Supreme Court has said, we know you voted on it. We don't care. We're going to overturn that vote. Now, I don't give a damn which side of the aisle you're on. I don't care if you support abortion. I don't care if you're pro-life, pro-choice. Doesn't fucking matter. That is not the point here. The point here is that we, the fucking people, voted on something we wanted to happen. And the courts said, screw our vote. The courts decided that our vote was meaningless. And if they can do it with this, they can do it with anything. If they do it once, they'll do it again. How do you people not see that? Why is this is being applauded by the pro-life advocates? And all I want to say to them is you're missing the point. They overturned a public vote. Why are you celebrating that? Why do you not see the danger in that? They overturned a public vote. Like, do you people not see how dangerous that is? If they can do it with one thing, they can do it with anything. If they do it once, they'll do it again. This is them seeing what they can get away with. I don't care if you support it or not. That is not the point. I know I said that. It needs to be said again. It is not the point. It is not about the subject. It's about what they did. And anybody that's okay with what they did needs to have their head checked or something. Because this is not okay. Not even a little bit.
What do we do? Stand up, fight back! When abortion rights are under attack! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! When abortion rights are under attack! What do we do? Stand up, fight back!
Happy Wednesday, all my fellow radical left lunatics. Let's go over some updates on what's happening across the corrupt states of America. And we're going to start with the state of Missouri, where I live, because we are in the running as being the most corrupt out of all the states. Because on November 5th, residents voted to reinstate reproductive rights women previously had under Roe v. Wade, and our Supreme Court has since overturned that. So we are under a schmishmortion ban yet again. Representatives are introducing a new amendment which would take away the rights we already voted on and restrict women to 12 weeks and only in extreme cases. This is what happens when you favor Democratic policies and vote in MAGA representatives. We got to do better, guys. Also today, Jeanine Pirro, a Fox News host, will be sworn in as the top prosecutor for D.C. Yes, also Donald Trump pardoned her ex-husband during his first term. Speaking of pardons, Donald Trump has been pardoning a lot of people over the past few days. Most recently, Todd and Julie Chrisley from Chrisley Knows Best, after they had about $30 million worth of bank fraud. Yeah, this comes after their daughter Savannah was on the campaign trail campaigning very hard for Donald Trump. Trump also pardoned a nursing home executive who stole about $10 million from his hardworking employees just less than a month after his mommy donated $1 million to the president. Corruption? Yes. Elon Musk has come out against Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill, stating that it undermines all of his hard work that him and Doge did over the past few months. Also, he had another SpaceX flight last night, and it went kablooey after about 30 minutes in the air over the Indian Ocean. The president is dead set on building a golden dome over the United States and possibly Canada, stating that Canada would need to pay $61 billion or become the 51st state. It doesn't look like Canada has expressed interest in being under this big dome, so I am sure they are just going to continue living their lives without worrying about what the United States is doing. All right, that's enough news for now. Have a great day. Under his eye.
Who we think we are to assume that the people did not know what they were voting for on the same day they voted for us. I suppose they knew what they were voting for when they voted for us, but I would beg to differ, given that I've seen some of you all throw back a few at night. I've heard some of you talk about Jesus on this floor and talk about a woman's hind parts down at the bar. Who do we think we are? I've heard some of you read out loud. Now all of a sudden we know what's best for the people. It's funny when we dilly-dally and choose when the people know best and when they can't. We use meritocracy so much in here, we think that that's actually how we got here. This is not a meritocracy. This is a popularity contest. Meritocracy is how those people who perform abortions got their job. I don't need you to sympathize with me. I need you to mind your business. I don't want sympathy. Leave me alone for privacy until it's women. I want to get pregnant. I don't know if I have to ask the governor first, because obviously my vagina is not mine. It belongs to the state of Missouri, apparently. I am sick and tired of people who think an IUD is a landmine, telling me that the people I live by didn't understand what they were voting for. When some of us don't know the difference between a hysterectomy and a mastectomy. Is getting old and is getting tired. They knew enough to vote for you. We got to pay for people's penis pills. I wouldn't even be halfway amenable if we said that we were going to stop paying for abortions if y'all leave us alone. You think you're stopping abortions with these ridiculous bills? You're not. You're stopping safe, legal abortions. People are going to still have abortions. So if you want to be pro-life, let's try being pro-quality of life first. This is the same body who wants to demand senior citizens work so that they can get unemployment or disability or have to apply for jobs. What are we talking about here? We're so busy being dystopian, we do very little for quality of life. You want to do something for the children? Do something for those foster kids. Let's close down these so-called religious rants where they feeling on the children. Let's do that first. Stop making it seem like a woman's worth is just between her legs. For God's sake, goodness gracious. We just had a hearing talking about abortion where we would charge a victim of rape and incest with murder while her rapist would get less time for violating her human rights. And y'all have the nerve to sit here and talk about science and think the world is 2,000 years old. And y'all gonna tell me about science. The same people who say, I don't believe in pronouns. I is a pronoun. Meritocracy. Power is to the people, and there should be some humility around here when we sit here and talk about what people don't understand. The only thing that people don't understand is the way y'all flip when you get here, telling them that you would be their voice when you get here. And then you decide to do the will of the people who write you checks. That's all I have to say, Mr. Speaker, because I know that my party is going to read some of the testimony that the people weren't able to get when we heard this nonsense. The sixth iteration, this bill has more ups and downs than the bankhead bouncing you talking about has been vetted. Which version of it? It was slaw and trash then, and it's slaw and trash now. And just no one understand, we're not going to stop. The will of the people is going to continue, and in the event the governor signs it, it'll be me outside with them clipboards getting the signatures again, like we did after y'all did this foolishness in 2019, where I had to sit and tell my colleague there is no such thing as consensual rape. But y'all know better. The people didn't know better, but consensual rape